Hello, Math 111 students, and welcome to section 11.5, where we're going to talk about matrices and matrix operations. In this section, we're going to learn how to take the sum and difference of two matrices. We're going to learn how to multiply a matrix by a scalar, and we're going to learn how to multiply two matrices together. All right, let's talk about what matrices are. Matrices are used as a way to organize information and data. A matrix has a size, which is known as its dimensions. Usually, we write it as M by N. The matrix entries are referred to by the row number, then by the column number. So let's look at this example matrix that we have down right here. This is matrix A. It is a 3 by 2 matrix because it has 3 rows, that's the first number, and 2 columns. 3 by 2. So we always refer to it first rows and then columns. To index a particular entry, we just identify the entry as the row number and the column number. So for example, if we wanted to look at A sub ij, we would look at row I, column j. So let's practice this a little bit. What is the value in the A3, 2 entry? So we want to go to row 3, column 2. Okay, so row 3 is here, column 2 is here. So A sub 32 is equal to 20. Let's practice the other way. If we wanted to reference the number 30 in the matrix there, what row and column number would we give? Well, we would use A. 30 is in row 2, 1, 2, and it's in column 1. So that's just notation about matrices is really what we're talking about right now. Let's talk a little bit more about the way matrices are. Sometimes we have square matrices, and all that means is that it basically forms a square. It has the same number of rows as it does column, and the dimensions are n by n. So in this example, it is a 3 by 3 matrix. We have some other special matrices. We have row matrices. This is one that has only one row, but it could have as many columns as you want. For example, this one has 1 by 3. Another special type of matrix is a column matrix. This one only has one column, and it has as many rows as you want. At first, that might seem a little counterintuitive, but when you write it down, a row matrix is just one long row, and a column matrix is just one long column. All right, let's practice with this a little bit. Let's look here, and I want you guys to write down the dimensions of this matrix, and I want you to find the entry A sub 2, 2, and A sub 4, 3. You should pause the video right now, write down the dimensions and those two values. All right, are you back? Great. So what is the dimension of this matrix? Well, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So it's a 4 by 4 matrix. A sub 2, 2 is in the second row and the second column, so that's going to be equal to 8. And A sub 4, 3 is in the fourth row in the third column, so A sub 4, 3 equals 44. This says video too, but I don't think we need to stop right now. We'll just keep going. Keep going. How do you add and subtract matrices? Well, first of all, you need to make sure that the dimensions of the two matrices are the same. You can't subtract and add things that are not the same. And actually, this is a big theme that you should maybe have noticed so far. Maybe you haven't, but you can right now stop and notice in math, is that you really can only add and subtract like things. You can only add and subtract like terms. The variable part has to be the same. You can only add and subtract like fractions who have the same common denominators. In math, you need things to be the same. You need them to be like for you to be able to add and subtract them. That applies to matrices as well. Here we are for an example. We're going to add these two matrices and we're going to form a new matrix C. Matrix C is going to be the sum of A and B. A is 2 by 2 and so is B, so their their dimensions are the same, right? And the way you add a matrix is you just add entry by entry in the same corresponding parts. So I'm going to add the first entry in the first row in the first column of A with the first column in the first row of B. So 1 plus 6 is 7. I'm going to add the second column first row with the second column first row of B. 2 plus 7 is 9. I'm going to add first column second row to get 11. And finally, second column, second row, second column, second row to get 13. And there's my new matrix C. It is the sum of A and B, and it also is 2 by 2. All right, I would like to have you guys give this a try right now. Find matrix D by subtracting matrix B from matrix A. All right, just see if you can guess follow your instincts about how this would go. Did you give it a try? Matrix D is going to be matrix B subtracted from matrix A, so that's going to be A minus B. So A minus B, we're going to take 1 and we're going to subtract 6 from it to give us negative 5. We're going to take 2 and subtract 7 to give us negative 5. 3, subtract 8, negative 5. And 4, subtract 9, also negative 5. This doesn't happen every time. It's just because these are all exactly 5 apart. Let's do one more topic here. Actually, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to Desmos, and I'm going to show you how to use the Desmos matrix calculator to do these computations as well. All right, here we are. We're going to go find the Desmos matrix calculator, and we're going to help use Desmos, and an online calculator, help us do some matrix computations. To find the Desmos matrix calculator, I would go ahead and Google Desmos matrix calculator. And it's the very first thing that comes up. I just wanted to show you guys how to get there. And you can log in if you want to, but you don't need to. So the first computation we did was, if you look back in your notes right now, it was finding A plus B. So let's go ahead and put A plus B in and see if we can add them to come up with our C matrix. So we're going to click the button that says New Matrix, and it already calls it A, which is nice and convenient. And it's 2 rows by 2 columns, which is what we had in our example. And then you just type in the values. So 1, and then click to here. It was 2, it was 3, and it was 4. And then you hit enter, and now we have matrix A entered into the calculator. Let's go ahead and put in matrix B. And we're going to say B is 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's matrix A and matrix D. If we want to find C, we just go A plus B. And there you get 7, 9, 11, 13, which is exactly what we got. If we want to find A minus B, which was our matrix D, A minus B, matrix D. And that's what we got, all negative 5s. So the Desmos matrix calculator is very handy to use and very easy to use